everyone. In this video, we will discuss about cost of capital. After watching this video, you can able to understand the meaning, definition, importance of cost of capital, classification of cost, then factors affecting cost of capital, various methods to calculate cost of capital. Let us start with meaning and definition. The cost of capital means the minimum rate of return expected by the investors. The definition is, according to Ezra Solomon, the cost of capital is the minimum required rate of earnings or the cutoff rate of capital structure, which means the cost of capital refers to the minimum rate of return of a company must earn on its investment, so that the company has to maintain the market value of shares and wealth of shareholders. Next we have importance of cost of capital. First one is designing capital structure. The management has to consider the objectives of maximizing the value of the firm and minimizing cost of capital. The comparing to various specific cost of different sources of capital, the financial manager can select the best and most economical sources of financing. Then capital budget decision. It is a very useful tool in the process of making capital budget decision. Then only the project will be acceptance or rejection decision. And next one is comparative study of sources of financing. There are various sources of financing a project. Out of these, which source should be used for a particular point of time is to be decided by comparing cost of different sources of financing. Next we have evaluation of financial performance. The cost of capital can be used to evaluate the performance of the capital project, which helps to making comparison of actual project profitability and also the actual cost should be invested. Next we have expected income and inherent risk, which means if the firm's cost of capital is high, it means the firm's present rate of earnings is less, the risk is more, and the capital structure is imbalanced. Then we have financing and dividend decision making. The concept of capital can be conveniently employed as a tool for making other important financial decisions such as financing decision and dividend decision. Next we have various types of cost, which is called as classification of cost of capital. First one is historical and future cost. The historical cost means the cost which has already been incurred in the financial of the project. It is calculated on the basis of the past data. The future cost means it refers to the expected cost of funds to be raised for financing a project. Next we have a specific cost and composite cost. The specific cost refers to the cost of specific sources of capital such as equity shares, preference shares, debentures, retained earnings, etc. The composite cost of capital refers to the combination of various sources of financing. Next we have average cost and marginal cost. The term average cost refers to the weighted average cost of capital calculated on the basis of cost of each sources of capital. Next we have marginal cost means the weighted average cost of capital of new fund raised by the firm. Next we have explicit cost and implicit cost. The explicit cost means the discount rate which equates the present value of cash outflows and the value of investment. If the firm takes interest-free loans, explicit cost will be 0. Then no cash outflow in the form of interest. So which is called as explicit cost and implicit cost. The implicit cost means which represents the rate of return which can be earned by investing the funds and alternatively investments, which is called as, it is also called as opportunity cost of funds. Here we have factors affecting cost of capital. First one is risk-free securities. It refers to the interest rate which is earned on risk-free or default free securities. For example, Reserve Bank of India. Next we have business risk. It refers to the potential of an organization to earn the returns which will satisfy the investors. The financial risk, when the debt is present in capital structure, the earnings after paying the interest should be enough to satisfy investors. The other factors are liquidity positions and also shareholders preference, timely returns, etc. And next we have how to calculate the cost of capital. There are various methods to calculate a cost of capital. First one is cost of debt capital, which means the required rate of return on the investment of the debt holders or debenture holders of the company. Here the cost of debt is generally refers to the effective paid by the company on its debts, and the cost of debt measure is useful for given idea about the overall interest rate being paid for the company, and it helpful for debt financing by the company, and it uses the variety of bonds, loans and other debt forms. Under this we have two major classifications. One is irredeemable debt and another one is redeemable debt. The term irredeemable means we are not able to recover the debt. And next we have cost of preference share capital, which means that it requires the rate of return on investment of preference shareholders of the company. The measurement of cost of preference share capital is conceptually difficult because the cost of debt is binding with legal obligations of the organization to pay the interest, and the interest constitutes on the basis of the calculate the cost of debt. When the preference shares of capital is stated as the payment of dividend on preference share capital is not legally binding on the firm, and even if it is a dividend or paid, it is not charged as earnings, and rather than a distribution as a appropriation of earnings to the class of the owners. Under this we have two major classifications. One is the irredeemable preference shareholders, and next one is redeemable preference shares. Then the third classification is the cost of equity capital. The cost of equity capital is required rate of return on investments of equity shareholders of the company. Under this we have dividend yield method and dividend yield plus growth method. The term dividend yield means the dividend of the company pays out to investors as percentage of share price, so which is called as dividend yield. And next we have cost of retained earnings. The cost of retained earnings is the return shareholders required on the company's common stock. It may be an opportunity cost in terms of dividend foregone with the equity shareholders. It is calculated under three various methods. One is capital asset pricing model, commonly we called as CAPM approach, and next one is bond yield plus premium approach, and third one is discounted cash flow approach. Then last we have a weighted average cost of capital. The weighted average means it is calculating the firm's cost of capital in which each category of capital is proportionate weighted, which means all sources of capital including common stock, preferred stock, bonds and any other long-term debt are included in the calculation of weighted average cost of capital, and it is calculated under based on book value or market value. The book value means the original purchase price, that is purchase cost, adjusted for any subsequent changes, that is depreciation, and the market value in the sense the price that could be obtained by selling of an asset in open market. So these are the various theoretical part. So far we are covering the based on the cost of capital, and thanks for watching. Please kindly subscribe.